with the welcome, Hilde. This is the marathon woman. She just finished 366 marathons. I think maybe you're a little bit tired, but we won't do this conversation in German or Flemish. We will do it in English. So it's not the native language of mine and neither yours, but I think
Mhm.
we can manage. Hilda, how do you feel after
Uh,
doing what you did?
I'm okay now, but the last week I was actually running with pain. I had pain in my hamstring, and but I didn't want to stop for the last week, of course. That would be a pity to finish just before the end. So I kept running with pain in my hamstring, and now I have a minor injury. So I can't run yet. So I've rested a lot, so I think I'm not so tired anymore now. But mostly I'm happy that it's over and that yeah I reached my goal.
You mentioned also that I read in one article that the biggest challenge for you was the mental thing, at least at the end, also with the hamstring.
Yeah,
Can you tell us more about this? What is going
yeah.
on in the head of somebody that runs
Mhm.
so much?
Yeah, well, it was even difficult mentally in the beginning because 1st of January it was like yeah the big kickoff marathon. And it was nice weather. There was a lot of people. It was like a party. But then the second day it was raining, and I had to run another marathon, of course. But there was like nobody there to run with maybe a few people. And already at that moment, I was thinking, oh my God, do I have to do this the rest of the year? So that was already a difficult day. But yeah, if you think about the whole year at once, then of course it becomes like, yeah, it's like you can compare it with an elephant that you have to put in the freezer. How do you do it? You cut it into small pieces. So that's also how I did it. I made myself some intermediate milestones. For example, like the round numbers like 50, 60, then 100 is a nice round number. And of course, first, the basic goal that I had was to break the current officially approved record of 150 marathons. That was end of May. I reached that intermediate goal. And then, yeah, I just kept myself going and took it day by day. Of course, without keeping in mind the end goal of 366, but just every day to say, okay, today I'm not gonna stop. And the only reason that I allowed myself to stop would be a major injury, and that didn't happen. And just the mental part, I figured it out for myself. If you're tired of it, it's not a reason to stop.
Did you split the marathon or was it always continuously?
It was always continuously. Yeah, I never took any breaks. So I ran most of them in about 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Wow.
Sometimes it was a little slower when I was sick,
Mm.
or yeah, mostly when I was sick. And in the end, also the last 6 or 7 marathons were a little slower. But I mean, then like 4 hours and 20 minutes. But I never took any breaks. I didn't walk because the description of the record is to run a marathon and not to walk.
Mm.
Some people before me have also tried to have this record, but they were running slower or they were taking breaks. And I always thought I have yeah the feeling for myself that it's running, so it should be running and not walking.
Wow, amazing. How many gels did you had during every marathon? Or are you not gels like
Ah, gels. Okay, yeah, yeah,
gels?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in the beginning, I took 7 gels
Yeah.
per marathon, even one before I started. But then the budget was getting smaller, so in the end, I used only 5, and it was still enough. Yeah.
Wow. So like you split it for the 42 kilometers you splitted them, or
Yeah,
was
every
it just
five.
when you needed?
No, sorry. Every in the beginning it was every 5 kilometers,
Mm.
but the at the end it was only after seven. Every 7 kilometers I took gel. Yeah.
And how do you feel now? Are you not used to run a marathon? Won't you miss it now that you wake up and you see,
Yeah.
ah, I
Well,
have to go
no, I
again?
don't miss it. And every time that I look outside and I see it raining or even snowing like today, it's very cold, and I'm always happy. I think I don't have to run in that weather for 4 hours anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm happy that it's over. And but I would like to restart running, of course. I
Mhm.
still like the running, but not the fact that it has to be a marathon every day. That's
Mhm.
yeah, I was really tired of that.
Mhm. Mhm. But you run always the same parcours, let's say it like this, and it independently of the weather, of course, no? So if it was
Yes.
snowing, raining,
Yeah, yeah.
sunny, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, and also because I'm also working, I worked part-time in the mornings
Wow.
and
Okay.
I was running in the afternoon, and I always published in advance the hours that I was running because I needed people to have witness also.
Mm. Mm.
But also organized it to make people able to run with me. So I published the hours and I couldn't change it.
Mm.
Even yeah, for example, when you are a runner and you want to do your training, you could
Mm.
say, "Oh, I'm going to start an hour later because it's raining very heavily."
Yeah.
But I couldn't change the hours because people were waiting to run with me.
Mm.
And also, yeah, like in the summer, I couldn't just change from the afternoon to the morning because I had meetings at work.
Mm.
That would have been easier for me if I wasn't working, to run in the morning in the summer, for example, when it's very warm. But no, I was running in the afternoon in the warmest hours of the day. So yeah, that was also
Wow.
making it more difficult than
Uh,
it had to be.
wow. And who was your support? Your partner? Did you have any sponsors? A club that
Uh,
supported you with the
yeah,
organization, etc., or just
well,
alone?
yeah, first part of the year, I had a running club who supported me. But then in September, I stopped the cooperation, and then it was just me and my husband who supported me. Yeah.
He ran also many or not? Or who was the number two after
Uh,
you that ran most of the days? Is there somebody that, I mean, that ran 100 times with you or something? Somebody?
yeah, yeah. My husband ran a lot with me, and it was not also not always in the same place. I also did some races. I was in Berlin, the marathon, for the marathon. So yeah, and my husband ran a lot with me. Also, my daughter. She also ran the Berlin Marathon. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So how many of these 366 were like marathons like Berlin Marathon?
I think
About.
maybe about 10 races. Yeah.
Wow, wow. And 366 because you wanted to have one plus the 365 from the year, or why?
No, no. I could have started like 1st of February.
Mm,
I didn't have to do that in one calendar year.
mm,
I just decided to do it like that, but I could have started 1st of March or April
mm,
and
mm,
then continued until the year after.
mm, mm,
Uh, yeah, just
mm.
decided to start on 1st of January and run until 31st December.
Can you tell us a little bit, not only what you think mentally, but also what does happen in the body when you run? Like, okay, we can understand one, two, maybe three marathons, but I mean, after 10 days, after 2 weeks, after 30 days, what is going on with the body, with
Well,
you, etc.?
it's becoming a routine. In the beginning, I was very tired and I realized that I needed more sleep. So I started to do naps during my lunch break. Um, and from then on, it got, yeah, a routine was always yeah, going quite fluently most of the times, except of course the periods that I had pain. Yeah, I had some pain in my knees sometime, my feet. I had the bursitis even.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes I had pain in my foot soles when I was wearing new shoes. But I would say like maybe 80% of the times it was without problems and it was going well. And once I started, it always went well and it was going by quite fast. And I was always happy when I was running. So
Mhm. How many shoes did you destroy? Let's say it like this.
yeah, well, I was using 2 pairs per month.
Wow.
And then also alternating 2 pairs. So never running on the same pair 2 days in a row.
Mhm.
And was also using different types from the same brand. I'm using Hoka, and they sponsored me also. But I used different models on different days. Like for example, the Mach 6.
Mhm.
I switched it with Clifton or Skyflow
Mhm.
models. Yeah.
Mhm. And you
And
two,
also, yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Maybe something interesting to know is that because of all the running, my feet had expanded. So in the beginning, my toes were hurting a lot, and then I realized, yeah, maybe I need a bigger shoe size, and
Wow.
that was when I used larger shoes. It was better.
And your nails, do they exist or not? Everything gone?
The big toenails they were already gone from before because I was doing ultra runs. Um, I did a sportathlon in 23, and after like a week after, the nails they fell out, and they didn't come back the whole year. I think maybe now they will come back. I don't know, but
Wow.
the other nails are still there. So yeah,
Not even blue? They're still there?
yeah, sometimes, yeah,
Okay. And how did you follow, of course, also tracking the calories, etc.? What was the average
yeah.
like? And did you lose also weight during all this year? Or
Just only 1 kilo.
wow,
But I was eating a lot. Yeah, and I think it was especially in the beginning. I had to eat like big quantities, but gradually I didn't need that much calories anymore. It was like my body was getting adapted
wow,
and it was using the energy more efficiently.
wow. So we need to thank also your husband for the support and also for paying the bills, no, for
And
the
cooking,
huge
yeah,
amount of food and cooking.
he was
Okay.
baking pancakes every morning.
Ah, nice. You can allow yourself because you're running so many
Yeah. That
kilometers.
was a nice part. Yeah, I could eat anything I want.
Can you tell us a little bit about the course also?
Yeah,
Why you
I'm
did
doing
and
this
for which cause?
for Big Against Breast Cancer. It's an organization that's doing studies on the treatment of breast cancer. Why is that needed? Because the pharmaceutical companies are also doing studies, but they only use their own medicines. So what they are doing is to compare the different medicines, and they have a network of scientists all over Europe, even worldwide, and they organize studies to come to a better treatment of breast cancer.
Wow, wow, very good. What can we expect next? What are you doing? What is your plan now? Of course, relax a little bit and recover.
Yeah.
But what is the future bringing for you?
Well, I did the sportathlon already 2 times, and I would like to participate third time this year. I was
Wow,
going to do a race in the Netherlands on 1st of February, a 100-mile race. But I'm afraid I will not be able to do that with my injury now. So, but I can still try to participate via the lottery.
mhm.
So I will try to do that. And if I'm not selected to run the Spartathlon, I will maybe run a European or World Championship on 100 kilometers or 24 hours. So another ultra race I'm planning.
Wow, wow. Of course, the ultra runners community understands you, but I mean, like the average person would say, is this healthy? Why running so many kilometers? What would you say? How do you consider that?
I think what I did last year, I'm not convinced that anymore that it's healthy because I had so many problems. But just on one ultra race or ultra running, I don't think that's unhealthy. It's maybe a little extreme, but if you build it up gradually, it doesn't have to be destructive.
Mm,
So you can perfectly do that in good health, and but you need to build it up gradually. You cannot say today I run a marathon and tomorrow I run 100 kilometers,
mm.
and then you will have an injury. But if you build it up over a few years, then it's anybody can do it, I think.
Since when do you run?
Well, I was already running when I was young, but not competitively. And then, of course, I had first children and a career. And then, when I was 40, me and my husband decided to start running more. And at first, I didn't want to do any races, but then he convinced me to do a race, and I liked it so much that I decided to do more races. And then from one thing came another, and then the first marathon, and then it always evolved. I'm quite competitive, and I realized that even more into sports, how competitive I was. And once you are on a stage after a race, that's yeah, it's always you want more of that. Then
Mm. So after you did many races, you mentioned also Marathon des Sables, two
yeah,
times Spartathlon.
yeah,
How can Spartathlon? I think it's 247 kilometers.
yeah. So,
Can
yeah,
you tell us a little bit also more about this Spartathlon?
yeah. To me, it's the most beautiful race in the world. It's high on the bucket list of most ultra runners. Not anybody can participate, so you have to do first a qualifying race of at least 12 hours. And if you are successful in that race, you can participate in the lottery. If you want to be sure of your participation, you have to be 25% better than that. So that's very difficult to have a direct qualification. So I participated 2 times via the lottery, so I was lucky. And then, yeah, the race itself, it's you're running from Athens to Sparta. It's a road race, but after 160 kilometers, you have to go over a mountain. It's called the Sangas Pass. And a lot of runners don't get to that point, or they give up at that point. So you have about 400 people who start, and they are already experienced ultra runners. But even from those people, it's yeah like 70 or 60% only that finishes the race. So yeah, you end up then it's quite warm then, end of September. So we had 2 times more than 30 degrees.
Oh,
Um, and then yeah, when you are at the finish line, you have to kiss the feet of the statue. And it's magnificent finish with all the flags, and yeah, you're welcomed like heroes when you finish that race. So it's really amazing race. Yeah.
but when you are standing next to the Leonidas statue, how do you feel after running like 2 days, 2.5 days, one night?
Yeah,
How does one
it's
feel?
maximum 36 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was very strange because you see a lot of people very emotional when they finish. But for me, I did it 2 times and I was not emotional. It was very strange. I was just there, like, oh, yeah, okay, I did it. Yeah, and that was it. But I wasn't emotional. Very strange.
You wanted to run back to Athens, or it was enough?
Uh, no, no,
Like
it
Forrest
was
Gump.
enough. But there is a race, Phoebidas runner, and they actually run back to Athens.
Really? I didn't
Yes,
know that. Wow. So they
exists.
do
It
the
was
Spartathlon and then back.
then back. Yeah, it's
Wow.
called the Phoebidas run. And I know a person, yeah, he was the second Belgian who did it this year, but there's only two people from Belgium who finished that race. So that's even harder.
But
Yeah,
how many
of
participants
course.
are there? 10? 8?
Not so many, and that's the big difference, of course, with Spartathlon. Because in Spartathlon you have 400, but there it's like maybe maximum 100 people, and the distance is so long that you're mostly running alone. Eh?
Mm,
In Spartathlon, sometimes you meet new people and then you run together for a while.
mm,
But
mm,
there it's that's a big difference. It's not my ambition to run the VP this run.
mm, mm. Any more races you want to run? Like that are on your bucket list?
Yeah, yeah, maybe Badwater in the US. People sometimes also suggest me to run the Barkley marathons, but that wouldn't be for me because I have very bad orientation skills. So I think I would get lost. So that's not for me.
Any recommendations you can give to runners or aspiring runners that you want to share from your best practices?
Yeah, just build up gradually and be careful for injuries. And also keep doing exercise, core stability, very important. And just if you want to, you have a dream about a race, just go for it and believe in yourself.
Do you do stretching also?
Yes, I did that a lot. Yeah, stretching and foam rolling. Yeah,
Mm, mm. And any mental tip recommendation for the mental strengthness?
yeah. If you're thinking about giving up, uh, don't do it. Just imagine, try to imagine how you will feel after you give up. Because the moment that you give up, you can feel relieved because it's over and you had pain, it will be over. But try to imagine how you will feel the day after.
Mm.
And that feeling will last much longer, believe me, than the short relief that you have when you give up.
For the audience, can you tell us when was the last marathon now, the 366 day? It was on 31st of December, right?
Yes, yes.
How many interviews now for international media have you done since then?
Yeah, it's crazy. Today I
It's
had
another marathon.
already, one earlier with an American news channel.
Mm.
And then last Saturday, I had one for Chicago, a news channel in Chicago. So it was in the middle of the night.
Wow.
And then, it's about 2 interviews per day that I have now. Yeah.
And it still goes on,
Tomorrow
no?
I have for,
And it's
sorry.
and it still goes on the next days, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I have an interview for Der Spiegel
Wow. Spiegel, Germany.
for
Yeah.
German. Yes, yes.
And so many invitations are coming then to run other marathons or no? Oh, let's see.
Yeah, just one for a half marathon, but yeah, I already had that last year also of
So the half
organizers.
marathon is like for you like the warm up, no? It's like
Yeah,
marathon.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Hilda, thank you so much. It was amazing talking to you. I wish you an excellent recovery and
Thank
talk to
you.
you soon. I hope to listen and read more from you. Thanks so much.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Bye.